Have you ever felt like you're living your life for everyone else? Like every yes you give them chips away at something you can't even name? If you've ever felt that quiet ache, that's what this is for. It usually starts small. A favor here, a smile there. Maybe a promise to help, even when you're already drowning in your own to-do list. You tell yourself it's no big deal. Just one more thing, one more yes, one more tiny compromise. You want to be the easy one, the one who doesn't complain, the one who's always there when someone needs them. And it feels good, for a while. There's a quiet satisfaction in knowing you're wanted, needed, that you can smooth the rough edges for everyone else. But eventually, it becomes your entire identity. The person who always says yes. The trouble is, that kind of life comes with a cost. You start to notice it in the late hours when the world is quiet and you're alone with your thoughts. The exhaustion that doesn't go away with sleep. The quiet resentment that bubbles under the surface. The ache of giving and never feeling full. You start to realize that every time you said yes when you meant no, you were telling yourself that your own needs didn't matter, that your voice was less important than someone else's comfort. You see, people-pleasing isn't just about what you do. It's about who you become. It's a story you tell yourself, that your worth is tied to your usefulness, that love is something you have to earn by always being available. You become so good at reading other people's moods that you forget how to read your own. And somewhere along the way, you lose the ability to tell the difference between love and obligation, between kindness and self-betrayal. Where does this come from? For some of us, it's learned early. Maybe you grew up in a home where love was conditional, where you had to be good to be safe. Maybe you learned to swallow your feelings so you wouldn't rock the boat. Maybe you became the caretaker because no one else could be. And those patterns, they don't just disappear when you grow up. They become the water you swim in, the reflex you can't even see. But there comes a moment, always, when you can't keep going, when the weight of all those unspoken no's becomes too heavy. When you realize that saying yes to everyone else has left you with nothing of your own, that's when the grief hits. The grief of how much you've given away without even knowing it. It's a quiet heartbreak. The heartbreak of realizing you've been absent from your own life. That's where boundaries come in, not as walls to keep people out, but as doors to let the right ones in. Boundaries are how you remember who you are when the world keeps asking you to be everything else. Saying no isn't selfish, it's sacred. It's the way you protect your energy, your time, your heart. It's the way you teach yourself that you are worthy of the same kindness you give so freely to everyone else. Reclaiming your no isn't easy. It feels like a betrayal at first, like you're turning your back on the people you care about. But slowly you start to see the truth, that you can love others deeply without losing yourself. That your yes means so much more when it's given freely, not out of fear or guilt, but from a place of wholeness. You start to see that you are allowed to take up space, allowed to rest, allowed to want more. If you've ever felt like your worth was measured by how much you give, I hope you hear this. You don't have to keep breaking yourself to keep the peace. You don't have to keep saying yes just so others will stay. The people who really see you, they'll understand when you say no. They'll respect the strength it takes to honor your boundaries. And most importantly, you will start to see yourself as you really are. Someone worthy of love, even when you're not giving it all away. What's the hardest no you've ever had to say? Or the quietest yes to yourself that changed everything? Drop your thoughts below. Let's share this space. And if this resonated, like, share, and subscribe. Because it's time we stop measuring our worth by how much we bend.